And now, please welcome Quorum of the 70, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Elder Eric Baxter.
Good morning. On behalf of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, I extend heartfelt gratitude for your devotion to men, women, and children who today around the world are oppressed, imprisoned, or even killed for their religion. Most of us rarely acknowledge the full weight of such suffering, although life sometimes forces our gaze. I recall over 30 years ago as a young missionary, not quite 20 years old, in St. Petersburg, Russia, being confronted by a man on the street. He had been to war and seen real affliction. "You stand here speaking of God and smile," he spat. "But where is God when children are torn apart by bombs, women raped, or men maimed?" I was stunned. My faith was untested and naive. I still believed, but his raw and honest question pierced my soul. I could not then, and I do not now, condemn a man who faces the world's suffering without a filter and despairs of God. But then how much more grateful am I for women and men like you who do not shy away from the real injustice, the real pain, and the real suffering in the world, yet through it see the presence of God. On the streets of St. Petersburg, my faith persisted because I had at least read and heard of brave and bold religious believers who found meaning in suffering, hope despite darkness, and peace among persecutions. I draw two lessons. First, we cannot forget that for religious freedom to thrive, a vibrant faith must come first. We rightly pursue laws and judgments and the favor of government officials to uphold our rights. We invoke history and scholarship to fortify them. But it is ultimately faith itself, not history or law or government might, that sustains our freedom. The virtues of faith are unsurpassed in their power to both inspire the advocate and persuade the lawgiver. Religious bodies and advocates committed to religious freedom must not neglect to promote with equal fervor such primary religious obligations as pondering God's word, praying and meditating, and worshiping in community. These inspire humility, invoke love, and invite service, confirming in each individual heart that all human beings are children of the same God, inherently deserving of dignity and respect. If religion instead becomes just politics, there is nothing distinctive to defend. Second, we need the light of each other's faith. In my private capacity as a religious liberty lawyer, my faith has been strengthened by the devotion of Sikhs and Jews, Muslims and Christians, Hindus and Zoroastrians. And I've seen how religious liberty for one protects religious liberty for all. I draw on my own tradition for inspiration to stand with all sincere believers. In the 1840s, after experiencing violent persecution, Latter-day Saints founded the city Nauvoo, Illinois. Rather than draw lines to exclude others, a natural response, the city's new charter promised equal privileges to Catholics, Baptists, Quakers, Muslims, and all other religious sects. Joseph Smith later declared he was just as ready to die defending the rights of any denomination as his own, for he knew that the same law that trampled any other believer would trample the Latter-day Saint as well. In that same way, we need one another today. The Christian New Testament proclaims that pure religion is to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, a theme common to all religious traditions. To the man in St. Petersburg, I claim that only such a religion can ultimately solve the evil of suffering, inspiring us to love one another and to do good to one another. That is the task before us. May it inspire us to burnish our faith and to stand side by side as we defend the right for each to pursue that faith according to our distinctive religious beliefs. Thank you, and God bless you for leading that fight.